Hey everyone, this podcast is part of Story Mode, the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. You can support us and gain access to other great exclusive podcasts at patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
At the beginning of the 21st century, the Umbrella Corporation had become the largest commercial entity in the United States. 9 out of every 10 homes contain its products. Its political and financial influence is felt everywhere.
Owen Rice presents Worst Corp Ever, a survival horror podcast about the Umbrella Corporation.
Tom,
Dave,
this is how I'm beginning. This is how I'm beginning this podcast.
Okay.
We did it.
We yeah. It's begun.
Yeah, this is the hi everyone.
Hello, folks.
I'm David Bell.
I'm Tom Ryman.
It's a sad day. You know?
Yeah, it's the end of it's the closing of a chapter.
It is. The final chapter, one would say.
You could say that. You could say that and be accurate and correct in your assessment.
This is Worst Corp Ever, which you already know because it's in the introduction.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why you need us to tell you that shit again.
No.
Sounds like a you problem.
But it is also the last episode because we have successfully made it through all the Resident Evil films.
Yeah. There were 6 of them.
There were 6 of them. Mm-hmm. And this is Resident Evil, the final chapter, 2016's The Final Chapter. Yeah. I want to quickly thank again Owen Rice.
Yes,
who made this happen.
Mm-hmm.
This is a film, Tom.
This is a motion picture. Yeah, it was released in the year of our Lord 2016.
Yeah, it made over $300 million.
Yeah,
has a budget.
I was gonna say. I think we've mentioned this every podcast, but every single one of these movies made a shitload of money.
Yeah, on a $40 million budget.
That's a crazy return.
Yeah. Well, Paul W.S. Anderson, I mean, this is why there's 6 of these.
Yeah.
Is because he's just like, is he still married to Mila in this? At this point, are they still married? I don't know.
As far as I know, yeah, I'm not.
This in the underworld, because she wasn't Kate Beckinsale, is that her name?
She's the one in Underworld, yes.
Yeah, isn't she married to the Underworld director?
Len Wiseman. She was. I don't believe she is anymore.
Oh, okay, that disproves my theory. Because these films to me is like if anything, it's a happy marriage, where it's like, look at these two making movies together. They're having a great time.
Yeah, they're having a grand old time.
And we're letting them because they're making a ridiculous amount of money every time.
Yeah. Why mess with success? Right,
because they rent out a warehouse with a green screen, and they're like, all right, we got $40 million.
Let's make this shit happen.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, this podcast we talk about the movie itself for a little while, and then we dive into our characters as employees of the Umbrella Corporation, kind of to ask questions about what our role is in all this, because spoilers, the Umbrella Corporation isn't a very good company.
No, it's not. All of their decisions are totally baffling, and in this last movie, they attempt to try and make it all make sense, but it doesn't really.
It doesn't. One would argue that this movie makes them the worst corporation ever, in a lot of ways. Not just in what their motivations are, but like what that means for the previous films.
Yes.
This movie. Okay, I have a question for you, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
How many minutes into the film did you know the twist?
What twist?
Okay, that's a good point. The twist that the Red Queen is Alice.
Oh, not until the boardroom scene where they have the old lady who they never show, but is clearly Mila Jovovich doing an old lady voice. I just wasn't thinking about this movie that hard in my defense.
Okay. No, that's fair. Yeah, because I wrote the time code, which was 4 minutes into the movie, when they start telling the backstory, and they're like, her kid, Alyssa, or his kid, Alyssa. And I'm like, so Alice. Alyssa, Alice. All right, I get it now. like there's had to be something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, they do a recap. They show the gondola zombies.
Yeah, which is a scene that baffled me because it's a little boy that turns into a zombie on a gondola, and I mean a little boy.
Yes,
like we're talking 2.5 feet tall, maybe 7 years old.
A little guy,
just a little guy. And then he bites the guy that gives him CPR, and then we see the gondola arrive at the station, and the gondola's empty and covered in blood. And then one zombie leaps out. But like my question here is twofold. One, that gondola was packed full of adults. You're telling me not one of them could restrain a little child zombie?
Yeah, you just kick it in the face.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't have super strength.
Yep, throw it out the window.
Just throw him out the fucking window. And then two, why is the gondola empty?
Yes. Oh, I want to.
There was like 38 people in there.
Yeah, it was packed. Maybe they were all on the ground. Maybe they all leapt out. I don't know. I have a third question.
Okay.
Why did that kid die?
I don't know.
Because he just
dies reading a comic book.
Yeah, the T virus, I believe the idea is that it reanimates the dead. So you die unrelated, and then you come back?
Well, apparently it also just started turning people into zombies, that's what they're saying. Because it was created by the doctor to cure progeria, which is what his little girl had.
Right.
And then they found out that it could because it triggers cell growth, it could be used to treat a bunch of different things. So I guess the implication is the kid had been treated with the T virus for some ailment or another, and it's just like it mutated in him and turned him into a zombie.
Okay,
it doesn't do it in everyone.
I thought he was like choking on a marble or something, and then happened to die.
Yeah.
On a gondola.
He just died. He died inhaling a Frito while reading a comic book on a gondola.
But that's the backstory. Hero. The backstory is James Marcus, the scientist, injected his daughter with the T virus, who is also the model for the computer, saved her life. Yeah.
Yeah, she's the Red Queen model, yeah. Now, something they do they've done in every single one of these movies, which I don't fully understand.
It's what I think it is.
Well, okay, we'll see. It's that each movie ends, with the exception of this. Well, actually, this one still kind of ends in that way, too. Each of these movies ends with a very specific setup that the next movie that just immediately wipes away. Sometimes they don't even mention it.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but the last episode, I believe both of us predicted that what this movie would be cut to exciting part over, they go into a warehouse.
Yep.
And that's what happens. It's because it's a $40 million film. They once again pull the same shit. They take away the promise of the previous film, and they reset everything. They're like, Whiskers is bad. Yeah. He double-crossed her off screen, apparently.
Yeah, they yada yada over the entire Battle of DC, which is...
Yeah. Jorah is back.
Yeah. It's a fucking lovely scene, too. When Ser Jorah reappears and captures her on his tank.
Yes.
And she's like, I thought I killed you. And he's like, oh, you did thought you killed me, didn't you? And she's like, oh, a clone. And that's all they explain.
Yeah, that's all they need to explain. And she fucks him up throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, she really does. She cuts his hand off in this scene.
Yeah.
But like, they also just abruptly make Ser Jorah just a religious fanatic.
Yeah.
Which was not at all present in this previous appearances.
Yeah, that was real weird.
No inkling of that before. It's because they needed to create a reason for why the Umbrella Corporation would be so apocalyptically destructive, and it's because it's run by a zealot who wants to wipe out humanity and start new, to cleanse the world of its sin.
They love going back and like adding this shit.
Yeah, they really do. It makes.
I want to talk about the clone reveal at the end.
Okay.
Because I don't understand it. The spoilers. The twist. You could argue is, again, they reveal that Alice is actually based off Alicia, who is the Red Queen, who is the model for it, who's the child, and therefore she is a clone. At the beginning of Resident Evil 1, she is a clone. That's why she doesn't have any memories.
Yes.
And she's like, no, I'm not a clone. And they treat it like this big reveal. My question to you, Tom, is hasn't she been a clone since the second film?
As far as I know.
Yeah. And like we knew that. Like they show her die at the end of Resident Evil 2 and she comes back in Resident Evil 3 or at the end of Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
As a
souped up clone.
Yeah. So I don't know why this is a reveal. Also, even if it is a reveal, who gives a shit? She has had a million clones of herself.
Yeah.
The whole it's like, yeah, okay, she's a clone. What it wasn't like half of these films spent on people like being like we're clones, but that's okay?
Yes.
I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand.
It's some real word salad.
Yes. It feels like they make these films assuming no one has watched the previous ones.
Even if that's the case, they would still be indecipherable because they're still referencing plot points from previous movies. For sure. And it's just that they're erasing the setups that they had, and a lot of they just ignore a lot of the setups that they did over the course of the films.
Right.
Not just the finales, but like just casually bringing back the guy who died 3 movies ago as, oh, he was the villain all along. And it's 100% because he was on Game of Thrones at the time. So they were like, oh, we can get the Game of Thrones audience in here.
Yeah, they're like, well, we still have his number. Let's get him.
Yeah.
He owes us. Let's slap Ruby Rose in there, too. Not that she was that big.
Not at this time, no.
No. But it was nice to see her. It's basically, they get rid of most of the old cast. Mummy isn't in it. Michelle Rodriguez, all that stuff in the previous film that seems like it could become something, it's not in it.
Right. They brought back Jill in the last film. They brought in Leon from the games and Ada from the games, and they're all there with her at the end of the last movie. And then in this film, they're just gone.
Yes.
They don't even mention them.
Nope.
And
they work with what they had.
And instead, we see Claire, who we haven't seen in 2 movies, and she just says, oh, they captured me off of the ship and held me captive for years, but I escaped. Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Sure, man.
Say, where's your brother?
Yeah. Who the fuck? Who knows? Who gives a shit?
Who the fuck knows? Yeah, he's probably a clone somewhere.
Who is the, all right, is it Claire, Alice clone, and old Alice? Is that who Jorah refers to as the Trinity of Bitches?
Yes.
Okay. Great fucking all-woman punk band name.
That is pretty true, yeah.
Yeah. Hearing Jorah say the Trinity of Bitches.
Trinity
is like,
of Bitches.
Oh, man. What a line.
Yeah.
But, the movie it's basically just Alice going to the Raccoon City, to the crater, to the old hive, and then beating up some boogans, and then they have the antivirus suddenly. This
is the funniest part of the movie.
Yeah.
Is that she's going there. Actually, this movie is not structured poorly. Like it's extremely entertaining, if stupid.
Oh, the fire waterfalls, man.
Yeah, that was bitching.
Yeah.
The whole, because it's essentially she goes to Raccoon City. There's a siege action sequence where it's like a fucking army of zombies ambushing this base, and then they fight them all back, and then the next chunk of the movie, the last chunk of the movie, is them working their way through what is essentially a trap mansion.
Yes.
Like for some reason they turned the Umbrella Hive facility into a Home Alone.
Yes.
Which is pretty entertaining, and it's very much like, you know, like each new encounter we lose another character until the very end. So it's like one of those kind of movies. So I was super into it. But yeah, the funniest fucking thing is that they're going to the Hive to get this antivirus that's airborne, and apparently spreads 1 in an infinite amount and 2 instantly, because she smashes it on the ground in the end, and just immediately all 100,000 zombies around her just drop dead.
They collapse.
Yeah.
And then they point out at the end, they're like, well, it's going to be spread by the wind, so it's not going to... it's going to take a while, maybe more time for more terrible movies, maybe.
Right, but that's also not how it works. Like, there's not an infinite amount of it in the air.
Yes. I was thinking that, too, I think when you have like a small vial of an airborne virus and you need it to spread across the world, because because the T virus spread, if I'm not mistaken, not through the air. It was spread through the air of the facility of the hive, and then they got out of the hive,
and then through Raccoon City as well, I believe.
Okay, yeah, but it was my understanding that it's like bites and scratches and
Yes.
like your standard zombie sitch.
Mm-hmm.
And so she smashes the vial and has like, oh, don't do that. Like, you lost.
Yeah.
I think you lost just now. Because, yeah, it would just sort of puff in, like, you know, maybe like a 50-foot radius. Maybe it would get that far. But, like, if it kills everything instantly like that, it has very little hope of spreading.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
It's not going to spread outside of that crater.
No, it's not. But I guess it did. It doesn't look like it did. The ending is her fighting with dragon, fucking claw-tail dragon man face. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I get if the movie says it worked, I guess it worked, but I saw no evidence.
No, I didn't. There's still the claw ass dragons flying all over the place. Those seem like a real problem. Also, how do we get that from a virus?
Ah, man. Who can say?
How do we get a 60-foot ass claw bat?
Tom, who could say? Who could say what
from somebody
what this
catching
virus
a virus?
Yeah.
What is this?
It's doesn't make sense.
So
it's the virus. Like you and I are both playing The Last of Us.
Sure.
In that game, in both the first and this one, whenever they have new zombies, they all kind of seem to come from the same, like, biology. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, not really what happens in the Resident Evils.
No.
It's just a wacky virus.
Oh shit! I had a thought. Now it's totally gone.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. So at the end of the fourth one, whichever one that was, Afterlife.
I don't know, man.
When it ends on the ship, I think it's Afterlife.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't fucking know. The fourth one. They like shoot Wesker a bunch of times, blow his head off. He turns into a monster and regenerates himself. He gets away. They blow his ship up, and he still like parachutes out. In this movie, his foot gets crushed by a door, and he dies.
Yeah. It turns out all you have to do is hit him with a door in the foot.
That's foot.
That's his weak point.
1 foot.
1 foot.
Quite
that's all
literally his Achilles heel.
Yep. That's all it took to actually take down Whiskers.
He just dies from getting his foot crushed by a door. Like,
it's amazing.
Like he spits blood out of his mouth. I'm like, the foot landed on his... I mean, the door landed on his foot.
Right. That's where his lungs are.
That's not what... What is happening?
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, even if you haven't seen the previous films and didn't know that he's that powerful, you still wouldn't understand why
he died.
Killing him. Yeah. It's pretty incredible. This film is like, that's the thing is the internal logic, the logic of the world doesn't make any sense. It's bananas.
Yeah. It's it's fucking chaos. It's just a complete free for all.
Yes, they don't care. They don't care what's going on.
Everything means nothing and everything at the same time.
Right. When she's getting chased by that tank, all she has to do is turn. You know? Because it's a tank firing missiles forward on its like forward facing. I don't know. Maybe they pivot, but she doesn't even try.
No.
There's a lot of logic that I want to talk about once we dive into our characters. But yeah, it's just whatever needs to happen happens. It doesn't matter if there's a reason why it's happening.
Right? Yeah, or if it makes sense for it to happen.
Right? Because who gives a shit?
Yeah.
And this thrilling conclusion.
Like, why does Whiskers turn the fan off?
I don't know.
Because it seemed to be working.
Because he needed to turn the fan off. Because we needed the fan to be off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like that fucking scene that always bugs me in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom where Chris Pratt turns off the lights. And it's like, why are you turning off the lights? I don't know, because they needed it dark in this scene.
Because we needed the lights to be off for this scene.
Yeah.
It's like
so we asked the character to turn off the lights.
in the scene where Jorah traps her in the laser hallway. Why doesn't he close the door?
Why doesn't he close the door?
Also, why doesn't the grid version come? You know, the one that killed the super badass in the first movie.
Right.
The one that she couldn't backflip out of the way of. Why doesn't that laser show up?
Also, apparently, in order to beat the laser hall, all you really have to do is smash the side of it, because there's just fluorescent lights back there.
Yeah.
And it seems like there's a mighty big gap.
Yeah.
So it was very funny, because it's clearly that it's just the lighting for the movie.
Yeah.
But it's just like, the hall is revealed to be a pane of glass with like 2-3 feet behind it and then fluorescent lights.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, just crawl in there. You're fine in there. It's just fluorescent lights. I don't know how that thing's working.
I don't know, man. Maybe fluorescent lights generate laser beams.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just something we haven't figured out yet. I don't know.
Everybody's concerned that Alice will die because of the antivirus.
Oh, my God.
Like, the idea is she has the virus and she has to release the antivirus. Mm-hmm. And they're like, no, you can't do it. You're going to die. And it's like, a lot of people are dead. And she has the antivirus. I think it's a fair trade. It's weird that people even try to stop her.
Well, the most insane thing is at the end when there's another aspect of this I need to discuss, but let me get this one out first.
Yes.
Is the Red Queen tells her, because they told her that they didn't say the virus wouldn't kill her, but they knew that it wouldn't. And she's like, we needed to be sure that you were pure of heart and would give your life to end the virus. Why? Yes. Why did you need to be sure of that?
Yes.
Like, what sense does that make? If anything, like,
I'm not.
What is that?
What is she fucking?
What does
King
that
Arthur?
mean? Yeah,
like
it's like we needed to know that you would sacrifice yourself to spread the antivirus before we'd give you the antivirus. Fucking why?
This is one of those movies.
If you had to, like, I mean, like, what?
You know when, like,
why
in a sitcom,
wouldn't you tell her that's like, oh, you can run out there with the virus and you'll be fine? Like, she wouldn't have wasted any time going outside. Right. It's like, this isn't going to affect me. I can swallow this shit if I want to.
Yeah, and just spit it at people.
Yeah.
You know, in like a sitcom where someone's cleaned their room and then like someone hits like their elbow against the closet and the closet explodes with garbage.
Yeah.
That's this film. Like, if you touch it just a little bit, it explodes garbage. It's held together by a series of small threads that you can't prod at because it'll fall apart immediately.
And in that scene, when the Red Queen tells her that, she gives her a contact lens or whatnot that has like all of Alicia's memories downloaded into it so that she can regain those memories and be a real person. Now, we see elderly Alicia, who's confined to a wheelchair, put in the contact lens to download all of these memories into this little device. And then the bomb goes off because Whiskers dies because his foot hurt too much.
Yes.
We see the fire consume her in that room. She hasn't moved from that position. Blaze through the entire facility, rampage through the elevator where we last saw Claire.
Yep.
And then just, blow the whole thing up. And then after she disperses the antivirus, she wakes up to Claire standing over her, and then Claire hands her the device that Alicia used to record. There's no possible way. Like, how did she get it?
She reached off camera and handed it to the actress.
Like, she never... like, Alicia never leaves that room after downloading her memories, and last time we see Claire is in that elevator.
No, you don't understand. The prop master took it from that one scene and had it in a little box.
Like,
and
there's
then
no
gave
possible
it to
way
that
that she could have gotten that device before the base exploded.
Yes, this movie is a fucking sham. It's an amazing sham.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Any other thoughts before we
dive into our characters?
Yeah.
No.
I have one last one, which is I don't know why Alice knew that guy was going to betray her. That's like a real that reminds me of like what is it, Blade 2? Is that the one where Norman Reedus? God, is that fucking Norman Reedus?
It is, yes.
where Blade's just like, I knew you were going to betray us. And it's like, why? Yeah, there's one of those moments where the guy is like going to betray her, and then it cuts back to like 10 scenes earlier, and she's secretly unloading his gun.
Yeah.
And he's like, how'd you know? And she's like, well, you're alive. And it's like, but so is Claire. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, what if I wasn't, like, I would be mad if I was that guy. I was like, what if I wasn't going to betray you? You took my ammo. I could have died.
Yeah.
Like on a hunch.
How dare you?
Yeah, on a weird hunch. All right, Tom.
Okay, are we ready?
I think it's time.
Is it time? Is it time for the final chapter?
For the final chapter, folks. This is the final meeting between characters Tom and Dave, members of the Umbrella Corporation. Meeting begin.
So, I don't know. I mean, I guess I should have been suspicious when I got called away from our last assignment.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we got out of there, but I'm glad we did.
I'm glad we did.
It's possible, Tom, that we didn't.
Right. I'm pretty sure. I think we came to this conclusion at the last meeting. First of all, you and I are the only two people in this meeting. We never addressed it. It's I think it might not be an official meeting. Yeah. I mean, it definitely isn't now. I don't think there's even a company left. But I think we're definitely clones, right?
We're definitely, yeah. I think we're
absolutely clones. Yeah, I'm probably not even the first clone of me. I'm probably like the 50th me.
Yeah, and it's a little freeing. What I've been doing lately is I just download everything to my
to your contact lens. Yeah. No, that's a real handy device. Yeah, I just every morning I put it in. I have no idea if I actually experienced the previous day or if it was just in my contact lens. But hey,
right.
So anyway, I have the memory of being pulled out of our last gig to build a trap dungeon. Back at the Hive.
Yeah, it. You never know when you're gonna need a trap dungeon.
This was like There were. I looked. I checked the papers on our supervisor's desk, and there was like $3 billion earmarked for this project, and it was to build a giant fan, some kooky trapdoors, and a little flesh pit, I guess, where there's just a bunch of dudes hanging on hooks, like a Tool video.
Yeah. The flesh pit.
And then we had to put like a Boggins in there.
It's disgusting in there,
like a big old goober. I don't even know what he is.
Well,
but we made his eyes light up. That cost like $600 million.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize that I think we have more money than we knew what to spend.
I also don't know who is receiving this money because there's no infrastructure left on the planet.
Right.
Outside of our corporation, which seems to me is a bad way to run a corporation, right?
Yes. They're certainly not paying us.
And they're not getting money from anywhere.
No, not at all. Well, okay, I think... Did you go into that weird, creepy room with a bunch of like frozen people?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've seen the freezer. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Bill Gates in there. Mm-hmm. So I think they might have. I think they just got a bunch of people's money and they're just spending it now, on whatever. But again, I don't know who's getting the money. When I had to install the Cerberus, like no one gave me money for that. I had to put them in a bunch of little kennels.
Yeah.
It was a pain in the ass.
And then just let them out. I don't even know what the plan was there. I saw Grimes in that freezer, in the people freezer.
Yeah,
I assume Elon Musk is there somewhere, but I definitely saw Grimes.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, Musk is if you see Grimes, you probably saw Musk.
Right, and if I'm building a trap dungeon, I gotta assume Elon Musk is involved.
Oh, 100%. That's a very musky idea,
Mm-hmm.
That's like building a fucking giant tunnel under Los Angeles to help with your morning commute. Like it's pouring a bunch of money into a really dumb solution,
That's just personally for you.
Just personally for you, yeah.
That's kind of what
Exactly.
I think we realized that that's sort of what the entirety of Umbrella was from the beginning, right?
Yeah, okay. So you did you get the email too?
I think we were mistakenly CC'd on it, but yeah.
Yeah, and I guess, okay. So it turns out that we didn't care about products at all.
Or profit. No, we were
profit.
We were explicitly out to destroy the world.
Yes, which is a terrible company strategy.
Yeah, it's a terrible business model. Gotta say, had they made that clear in the orientation, wouldn't have accepted the job.
100%.
Yeah.
Also, okay. So yeah, in the email said like, okay, there's climate change and disease, and why not just like wipe out the planet, right? And leave its resources and infrastructure intact. And I laughed out loud.
Oh, yeah.
When I read that, because I don't think they did it correctly.
No, and what was even funnier was, I'm not a religious person, but the email said we were going to leave the resources and infrastructure intact, like Noah's Ark.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure I remember that water covered the entire planet, and there were only 2 humans left alive after that.
Well, when you think about it, they did do that like Noah's Ark, because everything's on fire and exploded.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure there's no resources.
There's no resources or infrastructure to speak of, except
Yeah.
I'm still getting these emails.
Yeah. It's
No
fucking
infrastructure,
weird.
still getting emails.
Still getting in their Google. It's Google.
Yeah, I still have to clean out my fucking spam folder every day.
It's fucked up. Yeah, the world is covered in ghouls. I don't.
There's fucking ass claw bat dragons flying by, and
Yeah.
I'm still getting emails to try to get me to join Yahoo's Fantasy Sports.
You know what's sad about the ass claw bat dragon to me?
What?
Because I saw one of those flying around. It was before getting the email, and I thought I still thought we were like making things for the government.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, there's the first thing that makes sense to me.
Right, because it has an ass claw. It can lift things. It can assist in construction and debris removal. Disaster relief. I'm like, that's a good idea. A claw-ass bat dragon.
We finally figured something out. Yeah, a claw-ass bat dragon. It's perfect.
it's the forgive the phrase, the most club-footed thing you could come up with. And claw-footed in this case, because why wouldn't you just make like a big crane or something? But I guess a claw-ass bat dragon is not a terrible idea.
Look, it's better than nothing. We're making ghouls. Everything we make is through the lens of ghouls.
Yeah.
And goblins and monsters. So, like, in terms of an actual like use, it's our best one.
Right. It's
our best product.
It's the most practical thing we've made. I suppose the big hammer dudes could assist in demolition and maybe, I don't know, railroad construction.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, why give them those big-ass coats when they're going to be, like, hammering railroad spikes all day?
Yes.
Doesn't seem like a good idea.
It's fucking weird. Also, going back to that email, if the plan was to kill everybody, and, okay, we didn't use, like, a regular virus, which I feel like would have been cleaner, but why have we been, for, like, years now, experimenting with the virus? And, like, cloning people?
Yeah, and finding new mutations of the T-virus to give us even cooler dudes with big hammers and hentai fists.
Why were we doing any of that?
I don't know.
If we were just... If they were just trying... Why did they hire us? I don't know why they hired us.
Our last assignment, or our 5th or 6th clone removed last assignments, was in an underground testing facility, if you remember.
Yeah, we were like... testing the monsters for wartime.
We were doing like war games. Why are we doing that?
Yeah, if we were just supposed to end the world, like, yes, I wouldn't have taken the job, but I really wouldn't have taken the job if they're like, look, we're gonna like screw with you for a while. We're just gonna like lead you down these weird dead ends about what our company is doing and reveal we're actually just trying to kill everything.
Right, and I'm pretty sure I didn't see the bit about us getting cloned over and over again in that contract we signed, but I don't know.
No.
I didn't read all of it. I
didn't read all. Who has time?
I mean, I skimmed it real fast.
Yeah.
But I assumed it was sort of like the iTunes user agreement.
Right. It's weird because...
Probably should have read that more closely.
Yeah. I mean, are you ever gonna, though, knowing that? Are you ever gonna do it in the future?
Mm-mm. No, it won't change how I conduct business or how my next line of clones conduct business.
Right. You know, I spent like 6 hours in a box under a bridge the other day, just in a bicycle, like a motorcycle helmet, just waiting in a box.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the pulley trap to work so I could jump out dramatically. It was awful.
Yeah, I've had that detail before, but at least you got to jump out of the box. I just sat in the box for 10 hours.
Right, because people don't always pass by. There's not many people left.
No.
There's like 7,000 people left.
Right, there's enough people left that we can put a timer on it.
Yeah.
Of when the last person will die.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what we're doing in boxes on the side of the road. And motorcycle helmets, they don't even like protect you from bullets. I saw a guy get shot right in the fucking head in one of those things. I don't know why we're wearing the motorcycle helmets. We don't have motorcycles.
Well, we have some motorcycles.
I mean, we have some. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't know what we're gonna do once this all once everybody. I think our job is to just die. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if we don't, I think we're almost if this antivirus thingy that Project Alice lady stole from the Hive, stole from our trap dungeon, does what they say it's going to do and wipes out the virus, and order and stability is restored to the world and infrastructure's returned, I'm pretty sure you and I are going to get executed for war crimes, right?
Yeah, that's
or
true.
crimes against humanity at the very least. I mean, the list will be so long, I don't even think they'll have a trial. They'll just shoot us into space.
Right. Well, probably like in some umbrella rocket that we make for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, powered by bats.
Yeah, and like the engine is just this pulsing flesh that like farts out like an accelerant.
It's just a helicopter rotor made of tentacles. Carry us
just
through the stratosphere.
In a circle. Yeah. Just flapping,
whipping wetly through the air to carry us off the planet. That's probably what we deserve at this point. I should have read that fucking fine print.
You should have. I've gotten I stopped caring. I finally put in my first complaint to that computer lady about all the fucking chandeliers in our control room. I was sick of those fucking chandeliers.
I don't understand why we have to cross like the tiniest footbridge across a lagoon to get to the control room. And because of the nature of the work we do, I don't know if some fucking sharktopus is going to pop out of that goddamn thing and bite my head. Maybe it has, and I just don't remember it.
Yeah. And she started, the computer lady started arguing about how she's like a shareholder and like has a percent. And like, are there still like shares in this company? Are there still like
there's not a stock exchange.
Yeah, are there still owners? Who would ever have an argument about ownership of this fucking nightmare?
Right.
I don't know. She told me to take down the chandelier. She said I could do it myself, but it would kill me.
Right.
And then I took down the chandelier and it didn't kill me. And she was like, I just wanted to know how willing you were to take down the chandelier. It was fucking weird. Yeah. Because I came to her about the chandelier. And
at this point, like, taking a chandelier down seems as good a reason to die as any. Like, that's my hill to die on. I'm fine. That's the hand I've been dealt.
100%. I don't give a shit anymore. This is a clown show.
I don't even know if I'm the same me that started this meeting.
No, who can say?
Could be a new me. I have no fucking idea.
What if I touched something wrong and got electrocuted? Because we electrocute random things.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. Don't try to turn on those motorcycles if your finger's wet.
Right.
Because
absolutely not.
Not only will it not read the thumbprint, but also it'll electrocute you.
Right. I have a question about. Did you hear about our DC? That whole DC skirmish we did.
Yeah.
Were we there just to lose?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, because I had some friends there. You know, no one really made it out of there. But they said that they were going there and they were going to pretend to give some lady superpowers.
Yeah.
So that she could lose. And everybody dies.
Yeah, they were supposed to go there to pretend to be a resistance force that had broken away from Umbrella. But really, they were all still Umbrella employees.
Right, and then Whiskers comes strutting in like he's fucking King Dick, and he's like, I did it, and I'm like, I don't know what you did. I didn't say that to him, but like, I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what any of them were doing there.
Well, most of them weren't even. So, like, I think what he did was just get all of the accounting department killed.
Yeah,
like, that's what you did, Whiskers.
Okay, so we're overstaffed and we have too much budget, don't we?
Yeah,
we have too much money.
Well, see, money doesn't exist anymore, so we can just kind of endlessly spend it.
Right.
And I think that's a real problem when you're trying to run a company.
Yeah,
there has to be some sort of ceiling, or else you start getting ass claw bat dragons.
Right. Well, okay. What confuses me is that, or what bothers me, is that I'm okay. Like, obviously, under the Hive, we've had these frozen fuckers for a while now.
Yeah.
And apparently, the plan was we freeze rich people and clone them. So that it doesn't seem like any of them went away.
Are you and I clones of rich people?
Oh, shit.
Maybe we are.
Maybe we should go down there and find. We should find them.
We should find our rich clones.
And we should slip in and fucking
just kick the other dude out. Get the fuck out of here.
Kick the other dude out.
You're the fake
It's not
one.
like that room. Yeah, I'm sure that room will be perfectly safe.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's exploded.
No.
I'm pretty sure it's still there.
Yeah. That's a good idea. So, I guess for this clone Hive, and like, it's fucked up, by the way, that we're back here at the Hive. Like, good God, I thought I was going places in this job, at least moving to the new facilities.
It's been
and they're like, back to the Hive
circle,
right? And it's like, I still don't know where we're getting food, especially here, because it's just a crater.
Got plenty of budget in the plenty of room in the budget for chandeliers, though.
Yeah, we have plenty of fucking chandelier budget. But again, so everything was here. So what was all those other places? I guess, were there other rich people there?
Maybe.
I don't know. That desert place we stayed?
Yeah.
Where we were just experimenting randomly with clones?
Yeah. Just endless versions of the same lady and dumping them into one big clone pit.
Maybe
Maybe there are multiple stockpiles of frozen rich people because it's dumb to put all of your frozen rich people in one basket.
That's true. But in terms of our activities, you know what I'm starting to think?
What's that?
I think it's like they all froze themselves. So what they essentially, and they cloned themselves with all this tech. And I think it's like if you took your hands off the wheel of a car, there's no telling where it will go. And maybe we've just all been like realizing that, like, I don't know if it's made me more comfortable or it's comforted me, like, knowing that our bosses were all just fucking clones too. I'm starting to think no one here knows what the fuck they're doing and why they're doing it.
I think you're right. I don't think anybody's in control.
No.
I don't think there's a boss right now. I think people are just fucking off and doing whatever thing pops into their heads.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there was some guy who didn't know he was a clone who's like, I could really go for like a hammer monster right about now. And so we made a hammer monster.
We made a few of them, yeah.
Yeah, and someone else was like, I want a claw-tailed fucking goblin dragon thing. And sure enough, we have not only one, but like several.
Oh, yeah, those were rolling off the line for like 4 or 5 months.
Right. And then someone was also like obsessed with cloning, and they were like, I just want to clone and clone and clone and clone. And they just started cloning everybody. And things have gotten very out of control. God, can you imagine if someone ever wiped out this virus and we're all just in these weird bunkers not knowing what to do with ourselves? Like, in a way, I'm not sure if we could go back.
I gotta tell you, there's something that's been bugging me this whole meeting related to what you just said. We're doing this via Zoom, full disclosure.
Yes. This is Zoom, which, of course, Zoom still exists.
Oh, yeah. No, I still get emails asking me to upgrade my account.
Yeah.
I don't remember how I got in this room to start the meeting.
Uh-huh.
I think maybe we're locked up somewhere.
Like in a jail?
I don't know. I think maybe we're just like in a clone trap or something right now. Like, I think we might be in a black site. I'm not seeing. I don't see it. Does your room have a door?
No. Mm-mm. Hold on. No.
Mm-mm.
Definitely no door.
No door here either.
Huh.
Can you remember how you got into this room?
The
room you're in right now.
I was. I think something might be wrong.
Yeah, it's either we're locked up in some weird testing thing, or we're being incepted.
Well, I wouldn't put it past them to incept us.
That's true. That's probably next on their list.
Yeah, but I am a little worried about this now that you mention it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm really not sure why we were doing these meetings to begin with. For all we know, we're part of some fucking, like, experiment.
Mm-hmm.
This is just, it's concerning, is, I guess, the word.
Maybe we're clones of a workforce, and we're being tested right now to find out how closely we'll stick to company guidelines, even in the face of the literal apocalypse.
Do you think that was the experiment all along?
Maybe? Because we kept going to work.
You're right. I would sit at my desk and there'd be people. Like, even when we were in that weird bunker where we were attacked by all the clones, there were people there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just working there.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, we cleaned. Like, these bunkers were clean. There was food, so someone was making food. There was equipment maintenance. You know, we were probably producing bullets somehow. Like, this isn't... There's no replicators. And so, like, it's crazy to think how many people were just going along with this.
Yeah, we really
for
just...
a very long time.
Yeah, we really just kind of stuck with it. We were just like, well, I guess we better keep clocking in each day when there's hammer monsters? That's weird.
We stayed the course. We stayed the course all the way until learning that our company just wanted us all to die. Like, that was the company strategy.
Yeah.
This whole time.
So I'm wondering,
some maniac.
I'm wondering if we weren't accidentally CC'd on that email. I wonder if that was just the next part of the experiment to see how we would respond.
Right. Just how far could they take it?
Yeah.
There is a tube coming out of me right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit! Yeah, I've got one too.
Yeah. So I'm thinking it's that.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't know, man. This whole time I thought we were meeting to exchange money for drugs. Like, that was the first meeting, as so I thought. Because, like you said, it's only been us.
Yeah.
So I just assumed it was a drug deal.
Yeah, so
because
did I.
I feel... Yeah. But, yeah, now that... What do we do? Do we escape? Probably not.
I mean, there's no door.
Right.
I mean...
I don't have any, like... I can't take the gunpowder out of a bullet and, like... hit it with my foot
and blow up the wall. That would be absurd.
That would be absurd. What kind of fucking...
You just blow your foot off, man. What would you do that for?
Yeah, you would. You'd blow your foot off and then you'd scream and you'd bleed out for a while. It certainly wouldn't work.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Well, hey. My thing is there's it's filling up with water here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah. No, I got water too.
Oh man, it's getting pretty high. This is filling up pretty fast.
I think just drown.
I think maybe just drown. I don't.
All right. Honestly, that might be our best option at this point.
Yeah, I don't see a way to get out of here except. Oh wait, there's a vent. Oh no, wait, no, there's gas coming out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I think they thought of everything.
Yeah. It's a double whammy.
Is it the water filling up, or is the ceiling also getting lower? Is that happening to you?
Yeah, no, it's all fucked up in here. I think they're firing up lasers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
I thought those were fluorescent lights, but no, I think those are lasers. No, it's not.
Yeah, they look like fluorescent lights. They look really cheap, but for some reason they're lasers. So. Yeah.
Oof.
No, it's doing the laser sequence. I don't know why it doesn't just do a grid right away, but
right. You think you'd open with that, but
yeah. This sucks. This job sucks.
Yeah, this job is trash.
Yeah.
Fuck. Meeting over. I guess I don't.
Meeting.
Oh, dear.
Meeting over. We're dead, Tom.
We're dead.
I add applause every time in post, so I don't know where that applause is coming from. I mean, I'm not going to not add it.
Oh, yeah, you definitely have to.
Yeah. Man, we died.
We did, yeah. Who saw that
intense.
coming?
Fucking tragic, man. Fucking, it's like Shakespeare.
Yeah,
It's just like Shakespeare. We did it.
We did, man. We got through it. We really explored the depths of our own imagination.
Any thoughts about the entire series? Which is, this movie definitely is like farting in your face, because it's like and we were actually doing this the whole time, because at some point it's like Paul W.S. Anderson listened to this podcast, went back in time and went forward in time and listened to it. Mm-hmm. Because it felt like they got self-conscious about the fact that nothing makes sense.
Yeah.
And the fact that the company doesn't make sense. So they were like, we wanted to end the world this whole time. And it's like, well, that raises a lot of other questions. That also
doesn't make sense, but in a whole bunch of new ways.
New and exciting ways, yes.
Yeah. As a whole, I had absolutely nothing invested in this series.
Same.
So as a whole, it was like, most of them were fun.
Yeah. It's like going to let's see if I can put this. It's like going to see backyard wrestling, mm-hmm. or if you have a friend who's like a good tap dancer and they're like, come to my tap dancing show, and you're like, sure, I have nothing to lose, like I'll go watch this. I don't know anything personally. It was like, I don't know much about the games either, so it was like I have nothing invested. There's nothing at stake. It's so low stakes, and so all I need is like some flourishes, and it gave me that. It gave me a fire waterfall and like the guy from The Mummy and like, bunch of other stuff. Where do you think we peaked? Where do you think this series peaks? I love this question.
That's an impossible question.
Because it's kind of all just a straight line.
Yep, there's no real peak.
I would say, I know you don't like the first one, but the first one is still, for me, the best one because it's probably has the most budget.
Yeah, it's also boring as shit, but...
Yeah, and that's why I actually think 3 is my favorite.
I was going to say, I think 3 might be the best one.
Yeah. I mean, it's really, like, if you saw a chart, mm-hmm. a line chart, it would just be like a slightly curved line. Right.
It would be like a corpse lurching its shoulder up randomly.
Yes. Like it's very hard to
yeah, it's a pretty narrow gap in quality between movies, and it's all pretty low.
Yes, I forget these movies almost immediately after I watch them.
Yeah, they're glorious trash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was tough. I watched this yesterday, and it was tough.
Yeah, I mean, they're fun. Like I said, I think the first one's kind of dull, but overall, it's a fun garbage series that you can just watch. None of them are over. Yeah. None of them are over 90 minutes, so it's like, oh, this is fine.
Yeah, I get it. Like, I get it. Like, if I was a teenager going on a date or something, yeah, I'd go see this in theaters.
Sure, why not? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's low stakes. I don't think there's any, and maybe someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's any hardcore fans of this series.
I don't know.
I think it's all casual. And but what I mean by that is I think by watching all 5, me and you, Tom, we're in like the top percentage of fans now.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that we have watched them and talked about them for this long means that we are some of the biggest fans of this series.
We might be, yes.
Yeah. But I think people watch them because they make a lot of money, because I think people are like, yeah, those are fun. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, exactly. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Resident Evil? Fine. Some monsters? Sure.
Yeah, it's weird being so aggressively neutral about a series. But that's where we are. It's just like, this series is a fucking glorious mess that I feel very little about.
Yeah. I have no ill will towards this movie, but I also have no like you said, I feel nothing about these movies.
5 more movies. Let's do it. 5 more
I don't
movies.
care. I'll watch 5 more of these goddamn bastards. Sure.
Yeah.
Fucking put it right in front of my eyes. I'll watch them.
Yeah, I get more mad at movies that are bad but trying not to be, or that like them Star Wars. Like I would argue this makes as much sense as the last Star Wars movie.
Sure. Plot holes are just as stupid. Like these movies are the equivalent of eating a cheeseburger out of a dumpster.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I kind of knew what I was getting.
Exactly. A delicious cheeseburger.
Right.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's just like if you're rummaging in there, don't be surprised if you get fucking tetanus,
Yeah, if there's a Band-Aid in it, that's kind of on me.
Yeah. So, yeah, people only have themselves to blame.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my one sentence summation of the Resident Evil film series is you did this to yourself.
Yep.
You brought this on yourself.
But I'm excited for the remake.
Sure.
Reboot.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? But honestly, I would take more of these. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Honestly, that we keep landing on that. It's like, who gives a shit? I don't care.
Yeah.
Fucking inject this into my brain. I don't care.
Yeah.
Put it right in front of me. I'll watch it.
Yeah, if someone was like, I'm a Resident Evil mega fan, I'd be like, cool.
All right.
That would be the conversation.
Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah, I've seen those movies too.
Yeah. Glad they brought some happiness into your life.
Yeah.
They're not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
And then the fan would be like, no, you don't understand. I agree. The human race must be wiped out. And it'd be like, oh no.
Yeah. Oh no.
Never mind.
These movies are bad.
These movies are bad.
These movies have made the world a worse place.
Yeah. No.
No, I don't think that's happening
fine.
anytime soon.
This is fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
It's all fine.
Owen Rice.
Owen.
I appreciate this.
Yeah.
I would have never gotten this far in the series.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I say that having watched 4 of them before we started this series, it turns out.
Mm-hmm.
But I never would have watched the last 2. And I guess I feel improved for watching him.
I don't feel worse than I did.
Yeah, I feel like in a video game when you make a marginal upgrade to your character, one that you're like, I don't use that gun very often, but I might as well
try it
upgrade
out.
the handling a little bit.
Sure.
And it'll be right there in the holster for most of the time, but if I need to take it out, then I'll be able, if I meet someone who's like, I want to talk Resident Evil, I'd be like, I can do that. I can talk Resident Evil with you.
I can do that.
Yeah.
That is an ability I now possess.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
I think.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, please tell what we got.
Yeah, I want to tell you guys about our Patreon. Patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. We have exclusive podcasts there, like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, and Fox Mulder is a Maniac. We also have tiers where you can produce your own podcasts, your own episodes that we just watched, or you can have us record custom podcasts about anything.
That's what this was.
Yeah, because we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it to you.
We will do
for money.
Anything for money.
Yeah. It's fucked up. It's really sad.
I mean, yeah, in that way, we're much like the characters we portrayed in this miniseries.
Yeah, exactly. I go to bed every night sitting at the foot of the bed, just staring into the darkness for like 10 minutes.
Oh, that's how I sleep.
Yeah. But anyway, check out our Patreon.
Yeah. We also have a store, tpublic.com/store/gamefullyunemployed, where we have merchandise, t-shirts and stickers and stuff, prints.
Yeah.
All kinds of things. You can give that a gander if you so desire.
Yeah, and check out Resident Evil or not.
Or never watch it. Or just go on with your life. Either choice is perfectly reasonable.
There are two paths, and they lead to the same exit.
Exact same place, yeah.
They reconverge slightly down the line, and then you keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.